Let me first talk to you about Etsy at a glance because we need to have a clear idea of what we're talking about. See, people speak about Etsy, but they have no idea what the platform is about, what the opportunities are, okay, what is possible on the platform, how you can actually reach a status of multimillionaire in this life by harnessing the power of Etsy. So let's just go real quick about the whole platform. So what is Etsy? So Etsy really was founded in 2005. Okay, so it is basically an e-commerce platform that features vintage items, handmade goods, and craft supplies. So I want you to think of Etsy as a Sunday market, or a hidden side street in the city where the stalls and shops are filled with custom handmade products made with love. It's all about the love aspect, affection. However, unlike these physical places that I just told you, Etsy gathers actually creators from all over the world online. So this is actually an online marketplace that actually that showcases crafty stuff. So we're talking about things, again, that are handmade, very important. Okay, so here are the things you need to think about before starting an Etsy shop. Are you dreaming of becoming an Etsy seller? The thing is, you need to actually come up with a solid plan to hit the ground running. No randomness here. No if and buts, whatever, no confusion. No, you have to be very, very specific. So in today's conversation, I will actually share with you all the things you need to actually check off of your list to make sure that you have a successful Etsy shop right off the bat. Okay, so let's talk about the products that you might want to sell on Etsy. Although the sky is the limit with the types of products you can offer on Etsy, it's really great, and based on our experience for the last 10-15 years, we have seen that it's great to consider what sells best on Etsy. You need to have a clear idea about that, okay? And so your safest bet are products that fall under the following category: handmade, vintage, or crafty. Very important. So handmade, okay? So we're speaking about things like things that are handmade, of course. We're talking about pottery, for example, crochet, anything that revolves around crochet, for example, okay? And remember that you can always use software tools such as Canva to actually enhance your work. Also, vintage, okay? Vintage is important. So got something that is 2 or more decades old, that's considered vintage. And crafty, so if you don't have artistic skills but have good taste, you can opt to sell supplies that will aid in others' crafts. Okay, so examples are DIY, sewing kits, party supplies, and even beds and buttons. Okay, so those are totally possible. So now so you have a clear idea about Etsy. Let's talk about your own brand, your brand. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. I'm just having a conversation with you today about how to start a very profitable Etsy business now. And so let's talk about your brand. So when we talk about your brand, there is a smorgasbord of elements that actually will define your brand more. And that's what we want. We want to clarify the brand that you have so that all audiences across the world and future shoppers know exactly, they can connect with you. Okay, so brand, you have brand name. So picking the right name is critical, boss. I'm telling you here, you cannot start your Etsy shop if you are picking the wrong name. So pick the right name, and keep in mind in choosing your name what you're going to sell, how unique you are from your competitors, and how easy your name will be to remember. Very important. It has to be easy to remember. Okay, and if you're struggling, use name generators. Okay, you have tons of them on the internet. They can be an excellent help for inspiration. Okay, just ensure that you are top of the mind when customers look for a gift for themselves or others. And so brand name. And then you need to think about the other assets that are needed to build your brand. Because once you have your name, your brand name, that's fine. But you need to have other assets that will help you actually crystallize your brand. That will help you buttress your brand in the audience's minds. So you have to think about shop icons. So icons are Etsy's version of brand profile pictures. So think about, for your Etsy shop icon, remember to include your logo and, if possible, your brand name. And the third element that I want you to really think about is your cover photos. So your Etsy cover photo is basically the elaborated version of your icon. So basically, this is a place where you can write down your complete brand name, tagline, and photos of your product. So think of this as your way to present yourself to your audience, right? People don't know, they don't know you, they don't know anything about your store, the things you're selling. And so your cover photo will be like the very first big introduction about your business to them, because the shop icon is very small. Your brand is kind of cool, but it's there. People know it's there. They know it's you, but there is no direct chemistry. There's no direct correlation with no direct engagement with your audience vis-a-vis your brand. But what really matters is that your cover photo, or cover photos for that matter, will really play an important role. And other assets that will help you build your brand, we're talking about stickers. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm having a convo with you about how to start a very profitable Etsy business from day one. So basically, let's talk about stickers, because stickers really are underrated, but they play an important role. So you want to make adding your logo and brand name to your product more efficient and effortless by creating and utilizing stickers. This can be part of your Etsy packaging, or giving us handouts or freebies that come with your item. So it's all about making sure that shoppers remember you, right? So people buy from you, okay? Make sure that you basically have your stickers, and your stickers must have a lot of relevant information. This can be your brand. It has to talk about maybe your website, okay? If you have an online store that is separate from Etsy, that's kind of cool too. You want to include your store on Etsy, the name that you have, the name of your store, because you never know. I mean, you sell a package to, you have a shipment sent to a customer. Maybe that customer will have somebody else look at the whole thing. They might like it, and if they see the sticker, think about it as a business card. Yeah, but it has to be nicer though. Nothing really gloom or random. No, it has to be nicer, and it has to be crafty. Always works. So you want to include this systematically and reflexively on all things, on packaging, or on handouts, or freebies. Think of your stickers as your business cards. Another type of asset that helps your store build your brand and actually elevate your brand are labels. So labels are a bigger version of stickers, where you can include details like social media pages and a shipping address. So if you're in the US, Canada, Australia, or the UK, you may opt to print shipping labels on the Etsy platform for a certain fee. Okay, this is something that really Etsy actually does to accommodate some sellers. And so if you are in those geographies, you are good to go. And actually, if you are in New Zealand, you could also take advantage of that. So so US, Canada, Australia, UK, and New Zealand, you can actually take advantage of that. Now, if you're outside of this geography, it's best to create shipping labels beyond Etsy. So you basically want to contact a third party who actually will get the job done for you. But overall, it is really worth it. Let me quickly talk to you about your Etsy shop, the shop itself, okay? We are still having a conversation about how to actually start your Etsy business. So you've thought about your brand, all the elements that are important in building your brand. Now let's talk about the shop itself. So once you are ready, it's time to open your shop, right? You want to start by creating an account. So you want to sign up and create your account. So go to Etsy.com. And you will see like the top right, you'll see a button that say sign up. So you have to create your account. So create an account by entering your email, name, and password. So it's really straightforward, nothing complicated. Takes about 1 or 2 minutes, okay? And then Etsy will actually send you an email to confirm that it is indeed, so you are indeed who you said you are. Just click on that email, on that link that will be in the email, okay? And you'll tell Etsy, okay, I'm legit, and Etsy will put you in their database, okay? And you may opt to sign up using your existing Google, Facebook, or Apple account. So if you don't want to go through the whole thing, you can actually automatically link those two platforms. This is kind of fine. And so once you sign up and create your account, you are able then to choose your shop preferences. So in the shop preferences section, you want to set your default language, okay, country of origin, and currency. So those are the three primary factors you want to pay attention to, okay? You have language, country of origin, and currency. You also need to indicate whether you're planning to sell on Etsy full-time or part-time. This is just for statistical reasons. Etsy wants to know, they want to know what's really happening, what kind of a user you plan on being, and don't really worry about it. You can start like part-time, and then later on you can actually become full-time. Okay, Etsy is not gonna monitor all your steps and activities on the platform. They just want to have a better idea, like an overall idea. And so after you do that, after you choose your shop preferences, you need to input the name on your shop. Remember the name that you had before, and that you actually found through a name generator or through your own imagination. You want to input that name. So type the name you want for your shop. If it's already in use, Etsy will offer suggestions of similar shop names you may want to consider. The fourth thing you need to do here is to create a listing. Okay. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm talking to you today about how to start an Etsy business from day one, a very profitable one at that. So when we talk about creating a listing, it's basically you trying to actually breathe life into your future shop, right? You got to have everything starts with a listing. On Etsy, listings means what? It means that the listing actually relates to the product you're selling, to the craft you're selling. It could be a digital download, it could be a service, it could be a product, a tangible product. So everything starts with that. So you're actually drawing all the necessary information onto onto that element on your store. So you are one step closer to selling on Etsy. So once you have named your shop, you can start listing your items. You can create listings for all your products in one go, or you may also opt to add just one product and then continue with the rest once you have done setting up your shop. So no rush. Take your time, because it's all about having a strong foundation for your store. It's all about having a strong foundation for your brand. So it's better to go with quality than quantity. So take your time, pace yourself, hold your horses. If you don't feel like if you're not sure about something, just hold your horses, think it through, and then come back strong. Okay. And one thing I also want to say here is that you fill in the details. Once you have a listing, you want to fill in the details such as the product name, the categories, the material, the theme, the type, the description, the tags, the pricing, and more. Those elements are important because they actually fit into the Etsy's algorithm. So Etsy will be able to rank your store higher or your product higher based on the user's search. Okay, so be very careful here when we talk about the product name, the categories, the material, the theme, the type, the description, the tags, the pricing, and more, because those will actually they become part of your SEO, become part of how your store will be seen by the algorithm. And the algorithm is really important. You want to place the algorithm, of course, but you also want to place the users, like the shoppers, because the users and the audience is the one that you want to focus on ultimately. But this is a big but. You have to make sure that you place the Etsy's search engine. You need now to fill out shipping details. So you create a listing. Okay, that's kind of cool. You need to fill out shipping details now. So you want to add your preferred shipping settings, including the shipping methods you want to use, the cost, the country of origin, processing time, and more. Now, when we talk about shipping details, remember that your shipping details must be in tune with your audience. I would say the preferences that your potential shoppers will want to have. Okay, if your shoppers want to have their products real fast, like 3 days or 2 days, or even same day, if that's possible, you want to actually make sure that you accommodate that. Remember, if you're an Etsy seller, you're not doing what you want to do. You're doing what your customers or your future customers want you to do. Okay, it's all about providing service. It's all about adding value to people's lives. And if you can do a good job at that, your store will grow like crazy. Your products will sell like crazy. Okay, but it has to start with you trying to fill out shipping details that actually accommodate your future users. The next thing is you want to finalize payment and billing options. Very important. So you have to actually indicate your type of business entity. Are you a company? Are you a sole proprietorship? Are you an LLC, LP? Are you a S corp, C corp? What kind of entity are you? Okay, so once you do that, you have to choose how you want to receive payments for your sales. So payment options on Etsy include checks, money orders, or PayPal. You can also pick Etsy Payments, which is a simplified payment process that accepts credit cards, debit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and more. So big decision time, big decision time. Now have you understood everything I said about your store, setting up your Etsy store? What have you written down? Remember, you have to sign up and create your account. You have to choose your shop preferences. You have to input the name of your shop. You have to create a listing. You have to fill out shipping details. And finally, you need to finalize payment and billing options. Those are really important, okay? So have you taken notes? If yes, that's wonderful. And I want to give you a few pro tips. The thing is that don't try to have everything perfect before you actually launch your store, okay? Not sometimes, based on our experience for the last 15 years, it's a lot better to start and then incrementally sort of improve things incrementally every single day, little by little. Don't try to be a perfectionist here and say, you know what, I'll start this when I'm ready. No, start now and then perfect it. You want to perfect the whole thing as you move along. I want to talk to you about shop marketing. So this is really important. You actually have thought about your brand. Okay, that's pretty good. You have had a perfect shop. That's really good. Let's talk about shop marketing. How do you market your Etsy shop? I want to give you a few tips and tricks that will actually help you elevate your shop. Okay, you want to fill out possible spaces on the listing page. This is so quintessential. What does that really mean? Well, don't forget to include terms that are relevant to your merchandise, that are helpful also to customers when it comes to the nitty-gritty of choosing which to buy. So being specific will help make your product more search-friendly and more likely to appear on someone's search results. This goes back to what I said earlier about pleasing the Etsy algorithm. Okay, so this is very important to also think in terms of SEO, and because those things are important. You want to have organic traffic, and this is one of the ways that you actually can get that. And don't forget to take advantage of social media. Okay, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. Okay, LinkedIn, TikTok for that matter. The thing about social media is that you have to make sure that there has to be harmony. There has to be synergy between the social media that you are actually, the platform you are choosing, and where your audience is at. So if your audience is on TikTok, don't go on Facebook. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. You're wasting your resources. Okay, go where your audience is currently at. Okay, this is important. You want to post videos that showcase your products, photos of people using your merch, or announcements of your current or upcoming sales. Feel free to create social media marketing materials such as Facebook posts and Instagram reels. Okay, and other there are a lot of ways for you to interact, but it's all about making sure that you're feeding the people what they want to see or what they want to hear from you, and repost your listings often. So Etsy considers the data posting in its search results. So this means that new products get more visibility, and this is why you must repost your listings on a regular basis. This is important, maximize the benefits of Etsy's auto renewal tool. So for only 20 cents per product or item, it bumps up your listing and gets it to rank on the top of a search page. So this is really good. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to start a very profitable Etsy business from day one. So I gave you the whole overview about Etsy, and I spoke to you about how to actually create and enhance your brand, how to have a great Etsy shop, and how to manage your Etsy marketing strategy. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.